Hi, my dear students. Hope you are doing good. And today's in our course Machine Learning, we are going to start the new unit number 5. In that, the topic what I'm going to discuss about, what we are going to discuss is about it is about the natural language, the processing. So, Ajanta, for today's discussions, I'm having for is we are going to see about introduction of natural language processing, that is NLP, and we're going to do some examples about text analytics and NLP, and we're going to see about various steps in NLP. So now we move on to the first topic, that is introduction to natural language processing. So it is simply a language we use to express ourselves. The language is it's a basic mean for communication. So define more specifically about the language. This language is a mutually agreed the set of protocols involving words and sounds. We use languages to communicate each other, but in this era of digitalization and computation, we tend to comprehend language scientifically. So this is because we are constantly trying to make inanimate object to understand the communications. So it became more essential to develop mechanisms by which language can be fit to inanimate objects such as computers. So NLP help us to uh, use a mechanism to communicate with the inanimate objects called as computers. Example. For example, you may have some emails in your inbox that have been automatically labeled as a spam. Uh, that this classification of emails can be done with the help of NLP. Here, the inanimate object is called as email service. This analyzes the content of the emails and comprehend it, and then further decides whether this email need to be in an inbox or a not. So spam detection is one kind of a example application of natural language processing. Now we explore some of the history about the natural language processing. So NLP is an area that overlaps with each others. Uh, it is one of the it is emergent fields such as artificial intelligence, linguistics, formal languages, and compilers. With the advancement of computer technology and increased availability of data, the way the natural language is being processed has changed. Uh, Previously, a traditional role-based method was used for computations, but today the computations on natural languages are being done using machine learning and deep learning techniques. So NLP is a widely option area. A lot of applications are developing using this NLP concepts. So this course we discuss about will show you explore how NLP is and how your text analytics can be carried out using this NLP libraries. Now we can see about um, the text analytics and NLP. So what is meaning of a text analytics? Is the method of extracting meaningful insights and answering questions from the text data. That means extracting meaningful information from the data. But here it reads the text. This text need not be a human language. For example, suppose you have a text file that contains your outgoing phone calls and SMS log data in the following format given. So in the following format, we have five different fields. One is called as a date, another is called as a time, and another field three is denotes whether it is a voice call or whether it is an SMS. And the fourth field denotes the phone number, the name of the person contacted, If the number is not in your contact list, then the name tag is left behind. Nowadays, you can use a true caller to identify the name. Then in field 5, we can see about the duration of seconds in case of voice call or a message in case of a text messages. So how we can do the analysis here? So based upon the 5 fields, this is our text log file where we can show on the below. You can see here. So first denotes the date and next denotes the time. And the field 3 denotes that whether it's a voice call. If it is voice calls means the phone number is given here. And the person who called you, his name is given here and duration in seconds. On the second row, you can see another example. It is about the date and it is about the time of the message and it is the category, it is SMS and it is a phone number and the name, the person who contacted, sent the text messages and what are the text messages is also shown here. So I have a similar entries for the data. Now we're going to, using text analytics, we're going to analyze this text data. So how it can be done, you can see on the next slide. So what can be done on this the picture? Well, is the data set is available for us to analysis. The data shown is specifically is not exactly human language. It contains various information that can be extracted and analysis. So this kind of text message is not a readable format mm, for a normal person, normal human being, whereas it has a lot of information about. Data is very useful. We can dig it onto that one, and we can able to identify who called us and who sent the messages and all, and we can see on this text files. So we can ask a couple of questions about this data, what we are previously seen as. How many New York greetings were sent by SMS? And how many people were contacted whose name is not in my contact list? So the art of extracting useful insights from the above given text data can be referred as text analytics. So out of this data, we have two questions. We can coin two questions. One is called as how many messages I got for as SMS from the for this new year, and how many people can send me the text message, send me the wishes who are not in my contact list. So like that, the art of extracting useful insights from the any given text data is called as a text analytics. On on other hand, the NLP is not only as a text analytics; it is also numerous data sets can be used to process this natural language processing. So using NLP, you can voice recognition and analysis also can be came under NLP. The natural language processing can be broadly categorized into two types. One is called as natural language understanding, and second is called as natural language generation. It has two categories, NLU and NLG. So we can see what is meaning of these two refers. We can in this slide we can share about the explanation of what about NLU. The NLU refers the process by which an inanimate object, that means with the computing power, is able to comprehend the spoken language. The natural language understanding means uh, the computer or any device which comprehend the spoken language, that is called speech recognition. Whereas NLG, natural language generation, refers to the process by which an inanimate object with computing power is able to manifest his thoughts in a language that human can able to understand, basically playing the understand. So it is refers to the process by which an inanimate object with computing power is able to manifest its thoughts in a language that humans can able to understand. For example, when a human speaks with a machine, the machine interprets the human language with the help of NLU process. Also, by using the NLG process, that is natural language generation process, a machine generates an appropriate responses and shares that with the human. Thus, it is make easier for human to understand. These tasks, which are part of the NLP, are not part of the text analytics. Okay, this NLU, natural language understanding, natural language generalization, is a part of text analytics. The best example is about the Google Talk, and in Amazon Alexa, we can voice search is possible. Nowadays, all the Airtel Extreme boxes, Geo boxes is come with the voice against feature. We can able to search by using the voice name. It is all these applications is based upon it is based upon extension of the natural language processing. So in this slide, we can show about what are the various steps in natural language processing. So there are the various standards of NLP tasks. Apart from this task, you have an able to design of your own task as per requirement. The following are some of the natural language pre-processing tasks. One is called as a tokenization and POS tagging and stop word removal, text normalization, stemming, lemmatization, NER, word sense disambiguation, and sentence boundary reductions. So these are the NLP pre-processing tasks. So we are going to see all this the points in our forthcoming class. So with this, we have ended up this today's class about this NLP. So today we started a new unit called as the new unit. We saw about what is meaning of natural language processing and what is meaning of NLU and what is meaning of an NLG with some of the couple of answers. And we see about the numerous pre-processing steps in NLP from NLP, and that we will explore in our next class. And I hope this class you understand about, you got some idea about what is meaning of natural language processing, and with some very simple example, and also about voice recognition methods NLU, NLG. Hope students you understand these points, and we meet you on the next class. Thank you very much.